Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. What's a 2-5 chord progression? Well, they're everywhere, and if you're a musician, you can't avoid hearing about them. There's a lot of ways to handle them. Let's look at a really old school standard, T for 2. Don't turn away, it's an interesting tune, in order to break it down. Okay, T for 2 is a song that goes back to 1924, and you probably, know what it sounds like, T for 2, right? Right, you know that. As it happens, today is National Tap Day or something like that, and tap dancing gets a bad rap. Listen, go check out Michelle Dorrance's company. Unbelievable tap dance company. Every one of those dancers is a musician. Every one of them. Unbelievable. I've seen them a bunch of times now. I saw them just this past year, and they're doing amazing work. Okay, Michelle Dorrance. So dance has been a really important part of my life for decades. My partner's a dancer. I've accompanied dance. In fact, I was a pianist for a tap dance company, toured in Japan. You can imagine that was a lot of fun, right? But what I really want to talk about is how 2-5 chord progressions work. And so let's take a look at this silly little ditty and talk about how the chords work. Let me just play you the melody. And I'm going to play really simple chords in the left hand so you can see them, and then we'll talk about voicing them. So now, that first set of chords goes G minor 7, C7, and since we're in the key of F, we can easily name those chords not just by their letter names, but by their roles or functions in the scale and in the diatonic system. So G minor 7 is the diatonic 2 chord. It has a minor third and a minor 7th. G minor 7. C7 is the 5 chord. It has a major third and a minor 7th, and it makes it what we call dominant. Take a look at them again. Here's the G minor 7. It's a stack of thirds. Here's the C7. A stack of thirds. Now, I'm never going to play them that way, ever. What I did initially was G minor 7, and then I took the top 2 notes down a step to make a C7 chord in what we call the second inversion, built over G. Now, that actually doesn't make me too happy, but it does address the most important thing about every 2-5 chord progression, which is this. That G minor 7 chord has a third and 7th. And as we move to the 5 chord, the was the third becomes the 7th of C7 and the 7th of the G minor 7 chord. There it is right there on top. Drops down a half step to become the third of the C7. So watch this. And now I'm just going to do the thirds and 7ths. It's like minimalism, right? There's nothing happening there. And yet it gives me all the information I need to hear the chord. Really? You hear it, right? You hear the whole chord. The third and the 7th is doing all the work for me. Well, what's great about that is it means I can play a complicated version of the G minor 7 as long as I have the third and the 7th, and a ridiculous version of the C7 as long as I have the third and the 7th, and it'll still sound like a 2-5. So here's my G minor 7. There's no G in it. I have a 9th and a 3rd and the 7th down below and the 5th. That's my G minor 7. Who needs the G? The bass player has it. Here's my C7. It's a C7 with a 9th and a 13th. The important thing is the 3rd and the 7th, the 7th and the 3rd. G minor 7, C7. It's sexy. I'm going to play the basses. All right, here we go. Back to the melody and my new chord voicing. F major 7 with a minor second on the bottom. Absolutely, it sounds fantastic. Well, those types of voicings are have a little more energy. When you include ninths and 13ths, they have a lot more color, and they work terrifically well. Now, here's the second thing, and maybe it's all we should talk about today about 2/5s. In many popular songs, and this is from the 20s and 30s and 40s, in many popular songs and tons of classical music, the 2/5 and then 2/5-1 relationships frequently are used to establish new key levels, new places within the song's melody to go to. And T for 2 is a great example of that, because after that first section where it's been going pumping along happily in F, it says it goes to F. There's a whole new key level, A major, and they just go right to it, B minor 7 to E7, which resolves to A major. They're completely unrelated keys, right? F major and A major. And yet you can hop directly to it by first doing a 2/5. Well, it's a classic example of just leveraging tonic dominant relationships to create new spaces to play in. So here we go from the G minor 7 again. There's the F. And a new key level, here we go. I'm in A. Right? Wow, it's a great trick. And it's not just a trick. It has a lot to do with what makes harmony, at least in the Western classical tradition and in the sort of common practice world, function. Thirds and sevenths of the 2 and the 5 have very close relationships with each other. And as we've said many times now, the third and the seventh of the dominant chord likes to just collapse in or expand out by a half step to go home to 1. 2/5 chords, they're kind of the heartbeat of jazz, and we can use them to pop around anywhere we want. All right, if you don't want to stick in a key, 2/5 and someplace else. Well, happy National Tap Dance Day. Maybe it's international, for all I know. It's global. Maybe it's even the entire solar system. Check out Michelle Dorrance. What a dance company. Michelle Dorrance. I'm going to say it again, right? Michelle Dorrance. And like and subscribe. I'm really happy with what's going on with the channel right now. If you find some value in these lessons, subscribe. Helps me a lot. I'll see you guys next time. There's the F. And a new key level. Here we go.